You matter the most in your life. A lot of us like to cater to other people and do things that ultimately harm ourselves just for the validation of others. For example, you might be hanging out with a friend and you know deep down that you need to be home at 9 p.m. so that you can get a good night's rest. But your friend can hang out till 11. So you say, you know what, I'll be all right. And you stay with them. And then you end up being tired the next day because you sacrificed a good habit and your well-being for another person. I mean, this happens every day to all of us. We've all done it at least one time. And sometimes with the way that we're raised, we almost have to, sometimes you almost have to. You might have to have a conversation with your parents when you aren't emotionally ready. And that could lead to an ill conversation that leads in punishment because you had to, kind of cater to other people. But I'm not necessarily just talking about that. I mean, on your power, let's just say there's a power pyramid, right? We have a little pyramid, and the top is the priority of important people in our life, and then the bottom is it's foundational. The point of the pyramid is the most important person in your life, and then it goes down in tiers, right? And you would probably say all right, higher tiers would be family, loved one, significant other, and then a tier below, or sometimes in the same tier, your close friends, people that you would die with. And then the next tier is acquaintances, friends that you might see at school and dap up or something like that, just very surface level friends. And then at the bottom of the pyramid are purely cordial mutual relationships, like coworkers that you don't interact with unless it's purely work-based, bosses, distant relatives, etc. But my point with this, making this dynamic and this kind of visual, is that the top of the pyramid should be you as a person. Now, it can be confusing. I was having a conversation with my sister the other day, and I was just basically telling her, she needs to prioritize herself and really focus on loving herself, because all of us can struggle with the issue of beating ourselves up, and we're so critical on ourselves, and we don't do what's best for us, and we cater to other people because we think that that's being a good friend or a good brother, sister, mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend. We think that we putting ourselves on the chopping block to make ends meet for other people is what makes them love us, but it's not. We need to really focus on doing what's most important for us so that we can show up for others in the best way. And when we were having this conversation, I was like, listen, sis, you need to be the most important person in your life. It sounds selfish, but it's true. You need to prioritize yourself within your own mind as the most important person you can interact with. And a way to do this, because I know that many people can kind of struggle to disconnect from their body, something that I've been doing is I like to view myself as another person within my life. From an external perspective, I like to think of myself as one of my friends or one of my siblings, etc. Right? I think of myself in my own circle. When I think about my friends, I think of myself as one of my friends, and I like to, I'll, it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but I like to talk to myself a lot, because I noticed that, I can walk myself through things when I talk to myself as if there were two different people in that conversation, and it's really helpful. But I've been practicing this idea of really prioritizing myself within my own life, and now I'm the most important person in my life. And that sounds selfish and egotistical and narcissistic, but this doesn't mean that I value anyone any less. When I walk into a room, I'm not oriented on all right, what can I do to benefit myself in this situation? But when it comes to emotional protection, it's kind of in a plane. When a plane's going down and the oxygen masks deploy, you're not going to go and put someone else's mask on first. It literally, they tell you, put on your own mask, and then once you fasten your own mask safely and securely, then you can help others. And that's exactly how life is. You need to put on your own mask, and you really need to do what is best for you in order to be there for other people. And as I was saying, I was having this conversation with my sister, and she was like, I can't be my own, I can't like important person in my life. My kids are, right? And I was like, that's valid. Like, I understand that. Obviously, I'm not a parent, so I don't get it, but I have, I can make an idea of like, all right, like having a kid, that becomes your world. That becomes your everything. I mean, having a kid's literally like biologically our purpose. But I looked at her and I told her, I was like, sis, if you want to be the best mom you can for them, you have to focus on yourself and prioritize yourself so much that you are more confident and more regulated around them. You were practically, benefiting them by putting yourself first. Now, when I say put yourself first and prioritize yourself, like over your own kids, like that sounds like an eyebrow raiser. And I'm not saying like, oh yeah, like your kids want to hang out with you, but you're like, nah, I'm just gonna take a self-care day. Like, I honestly, you guys can figure out something to do. Like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I think that putting yourself first as a parent can be doable without like sacrificing, quality time with your children or key moments or anything, right? Like, I don't want you to take anything off the table of being a parent just to put yourself first. But when it comes to priority, like, you have to make sure that you're in check so that you can make sure that they're in check. And then they, in turn, will see you doing this and they will model. They will model after you, because that's what children do. Young minds are melded very easily. And you, by showing up and being a good example and showing what it means to love yourself and, put very high priority on your emotional well-being and regulation, your children will pick up on that. They will grow that confidence, they will build that confidence from observing it, and it's just a domino effect. Like, it works so well that, you aren't really hurting your children by putting yourself first. So that's kind of what I was telling her, and she was like, wow, you're right. Like, thank you. Like, that makes sense, So that's my little rant of the day. Like, I want you to put yourself first because you matter and you're important, and I want you to love yourself. And I know I say that a lot, but it's true. Like, you can't forget to love yourself. I'm my own best friend. Like, at the end of the day, if shit hits the fan and your family bails out on you for any reason, or your friends bail out on you for any reason, like, you're gonna feel really isolated if all your eggs are in other people's baskets. But if they're in your basket, nothing changes. Like, I learned this a lot during my solo arc. Like, prior to the breakup, my friends and I had distanced very, very much, and I was really only hanging out with my girlfriend. And it really hurt. It hurt to lose all those brothers, and I think that played a part in me losing my identity. But now I'm in a spot where I could lose them and be all right, because I'm all right with myself. And of course, I'm not saying like I want to lose them, or like, oh yeah, I don't need them. Like, I need them. They're my brothers, like, I would die for them, and they, I love them so much. But I'm just saying, like, if worst comes to worst and shit hit the fan, like, I am now at a point in my life where I could be all right because I got me. I got my best friend right here, And so I don't know, it's just kind of the philosophy you got to apply to yourself, and just really hold that and trust the process, and everything will fall into place. If you love yourself, it will reflect, and everyone will see it. So that's my little rant of the day. I just got inspired by this because I had a conversation with my sister the other day, because she's just been feeling down, and I wanted to help her out. So I'm not going to really disclose. I want to keep that information private, but if you're watching this, sis, she probably might be. I love you. Yeah, just be there for others, but most importantly, show up for yourself. Forgive yourself and know that it's okay. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we do stupid shit. You can acknowledge that without like terrorizing yourself for it, because guess what? There's no point beating yourself up, because you can beat yourself up all you want and it's not going to change what happened. You might feel stupid because you might have pushed someone away that you didn't want to push away. It sucks. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Like, that sucks, and you're going to regret it. But you have to eventually let it go and forgive yourself, because ultimately, if you sit there and say, oh, poor me, I shouldn't have done that, oh, poor me, guess what? That person still won't come back. So you might as well sit there and just be like, all right, it happened, let's move on. that's the end of the story. Whether you write it or not, it's the end of the story, and there's nothing you can add to it besides changing your mentality on how you approach it and moving forward. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. I think I've been starting to get some traction a little bit. I'm actually so pumped because my last few shorts have done really well. Like they've gotten like triple the amount of views that I normally get, and views aren't everything. Like that's not why I'm doing this, but it just makes me feel happy that like I'm starting to get more exposure so that I can help more people. That's my ultimate goal. I just want to help as many people as I can and really help people see life from a different perspective. So thank you to everyone who's been joining this channel and this journey. Thank you for this, the loyal subscribers, everyone who's joined. I wanted to just take a sec to like show you guys how grateful I am, because I'm really so grateful for all of my day one supporters, everyone who's been commenting, liking, like watching, anyone who's watched my videos. Like I really love you guys so much. And if you're new here, I'm so happy that you're here as well. Like thank you so much for following me on this journey. And yeah, this is my little work wisdom series. I've just been making these videos on my break in the car, so I just kind of speed them. But join the ride if you'd like. Go down, subscribe, and just follow me with this little mental health self-betterment journey that we're on. Today's flavor is blue, ultra blue Hawaiian. I have had this before behind the camera, but I low-key needed an energy drink today, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna just swipe this real quick from my basement. Fire flavor. I've already said that before, but I really do like this flavor. This is probably like top 3 monsters for me. And then you already know I had to do it. Ham, egg, and cheese. This time no jalapenos. I wasn't feeling super adventurous today. My stomach's been kind of hurting, and spices can kind of hurt my stomach. So, but yeah, that's my little thing. I'm going to go enjoy that and then get back to the rest of my, shift. Then I'm going to hit the gym and really just lock in. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for following me on this journey, and peace out. Stay blessed.